Welcome back, guys, to part 10 of Coffee Talk. My god. Oh, in the previous video, Hyde was asking for some career advice, and he also gave some advice regarding Lou and her wedding, because she's getting mad at her fiance for suggesting stuff, and she's so irritable as hell, man. Oh my god. Anyway, that was yesterday's video. This is part 10. Robot asked to give advice. Give ultimate advice. 11 burnout is real. Here's how to avoid it. What? 11 burnout is real? Whatever that is. New image recognition tech confuses gnomes with the wolves. A review. Gnomes with the wolves. They're confusing it. The text image recognition's confusing itself with it. Okay, cool. Interesting. Let's start the day. Okay, good evening. Oh, hold on, before we get into that, I was going to check my social media. And it's Jorji. Officer, welcome. Let's check my social media though before we go to that. Let's go to stories. Okay, Riona. No delivery today, will resume tomorrow. Okay. Myrtle. Just spent almost 2 hours checking on the mobile games in the App Store. The amount of copycat games are just staggering. That doesn't surprise me. Lucas, top of the morning to y'all. Hungover but feeling awesome. Okay. Rachel, the girl always has her secrets. I don't like any of these really. But whatever. Alright, so Officer Jorji. Hey, INSANEBRIT. How are you doing? Oh yeah, he told us this creepy story last time, right? Well, officer? Oh. Hey, sorry. My mind is kind of elsewhere right now. No worries. Work issues? What else? I'm all ears if you want to chat. Hey, you're a pal. Oh, you're a pal. I'm in a real bind, INSANEBRIT. What happened? Well, never-ending workplace issues aside, things are getting weirder by the minute, and I'm feeling out of my depth. Are you talking about the recent patrols? Yeah. I've been analysing the CCTV footage the last couple of days. Oh, I see. How did that go? Did the cameras manage to capture anything? Yes and no. The infrareds caught a couple of blurry things. They ran off, turned the corner, and disappeared. Could have been anything, like rats or cats, but never fits with what I heard on the scene. I see. The footsteps, you know, the laughter. Maybe he should do his own recording with a phone or whatever. Come to think of it, it sounded more like giggles. Giggles? Can what? Where a beast giggle? Not at that size, no. Even if they could, it doesn't explain the footsteps really. I see. So what's next? I have some ideas, but they're just wild theories at this point. In short, I'm stumped. You know, INSANEBRIT? I've been wrecking my brain ever since Miss Riona dropped the bomb about the fairies, you see. Oh yeah. The tree. Oh, what about them? And it turns out fairies was an umbrella term for many type of beings. I see. Anything that didn't fit the known physical rules. I see. Yeah, physical rules at the time was to be referred to as such. Oh, does that mean banshees were also part of the fairy folk? Probably. Not anymore though. It's an ongoing process, but the list is getting shorter. But back then, any sentiment being that was even remotely incomprehensible was considered that. My god. And that includes apparitions. Wow. Apparitions, ghosts in it. Yes, apparitions like ghosts, there you go. Ghosts? Ghosts. I see. What do you mean? I see. Does Doesn't it sound like a bad joke to you? I'm not sure I follow. Well, not well. But come on, so you don't believe in ghosts, basically. Ghosts don't exist. Oh, they do. I feel that they do. Do they? They do, dude. My opinion. Because if they do, all I can think about is that damn tree now. Alright, the tree. Does that mean it's haunted? It could be. Ah. He's getting freaked out. Don't get how you can be so calm about this. Well, I ain't got to go past her every night, hearing footsteps and giggling, dude. That's why I'm calm about it. Huh? Well. Why wouldn't I be? I mean, there have been all sorts of customers here. Some of them are so out of this world, even. Yeah, good point. Sometimes literally. You're right. I guess you're not the one who's being weird here. Don't say that. Everyone has their own... What the hell? Peccadillos? What? I've never heard that word before. That's true. If you don't mind letting... if you don't like... Sorry guys. If you don't mind telling me though, may I ask the reason you are so afraid of ghosts? Ghosts? No. That's a long story. Not something I'm ready to talk about. Anyway. That's understandable. All you need to know is my fear was never caused by actual ghosts. Oh. Suggestion is a very powerful thing in INSANEBRIT. But that's all I'm willing to share for now. Okay, thanks for sharing. Suggestion, huh? So someone suggested something. And now it's the mind. He may not believe in it, but the mindset or the possibility is there. Even freaks him out. You know, it's funny. My grandpa was very into this stuff. So is my daughter. They're like my opposites, very curious and fascinated by the unknown. Not that I'm not, mind you. It's just with my time as a cop and all, unknown variables usually mean trouble. I see, that makes sense. They're the kind of people who could see things from nothing. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, you know, the Zen rock garden thing from Japan. No, I don't actually. They understand the Zenness of it. What the hell? I don't, but that doesn't stop me from thinking it's chill, you know? I think you almost got a hit. Yeah? But I'm sure he and my daughter could talk about it for hours. Too bad he passed away before she was born. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. Oh, on that note, he seems paranoid, doesn't he? Look. INSANEBRIT, you've seen my lighter, right? I'd say I'm pretty well acquainted with it now, yes? He didn't leave it here last time, did he? My bad. That thing was originally my grandpa's. Oh, okay. He bought it sometime after the war ended. It was to commemorate the upcoming new era, he said. In more ways than one. He got honourably discharged due to a severe leg injury he had never been able to recover from. Damn. Ah, at the time he was living right across the street from the former town hall. For obvious reasons he couldn't walk far. So it was a good location for him with all the veteran support nearby and all. Right. Now how about that street? You see my grandpa liked to chat. Never liked being alone. That guy, plus he pretty much hated his bleak room. Damn. So sometimes they'd go and hang out with the street vendors in front of his place. I see. There were all kinds of beings there along with their pets from all walks of life. That's why he had a lot of stories about the craziest things. Ah, I see. You see, the street's name just came to my mind last night. Can you take a guess what it is? It's that street that he's patrolling. You mean Bourne Street? Uh-huh. It wasn't called that before. That's why the whole thing didn't click for me straight away. I see. But I went through his files and it checks out. Does that mean the vendors he was talking about? Bingo. And you know what? He bought the lighter there. Oh, for Christ's sake. Whoa, what a coincidence. That is crazy. Are you sure it's only a coincidence? What do you mean? Come on. Ain't no way they're just a coincidence, INSANEBRIT. Everything is lining up too perfectly, if you ask me. Well, it is kind of funny. He's patrolling it. The tree's gone. Yeah. The light has been... It does seem odd. Uh-oh. Think about what's happening so far. It was my team that found out about the vandalism before they dumped the whole case on me. Then my car was hit out of everyone's. Right. Then my luck started tanking. Then the broken mug, the fan, the black cat. Just tons of weird stuff happening in the past week alone, you see. Right. Then one thing led to another. My team was chosen to lead the investigation. And tell me who's in charge of the case? You. Yeah, me. Then this banshee lady, your patron with some information I wouldn't have thought of. The dead tree stuff, the fairy market. Information I would never have remembered on my own. Right. And now we know why I kept on losing my lighter, right? How are they connected? Tell me. Well, if you list them all in that order like that, I'm telling you, INSANEBRIT, that place is calling for me. The case is made for me. Oof. But they really picked the wrong guy. I'm just real bad at dealing with spooks. They make me question everything I've ever known, you know? But I've always thought you were pretty good at handling ambiguity, officer. Ambiguity? Oh god. Not when it comes to supernatural stuff. Because we don't know enough about it. What's real, what's not. Police aren't really... I'll be honest with you. The police ain't really one for handling things like spooky investigations, are they? When you think about it, it's not really their forte. It's just a weird situation. If anything, you could argue their words slightly more trusted than most because they're a police officer, so we're not going to start... What police officer puts his life on the line and starts making up bullshit stories about things flying across the room and people, stuff like that? It's like, no. So I believe, so, yeah. What will they do? Will they hurt us? Do they bring bad luck, good luck? What's the truth? Who knows? Maybe you should take a day off and catch up on your sleep. Huh? What's that? So basically, I'm accusing him of being a bit wacky. No, nothing. I wouldn't brush it off, but it is what it is. I need something to calm myself. Any suggestions, INSANEBRIT? I'd say you should have some tea with no caffeine. Yep, good point. He'll be if he has caffeine, he'll be wired. Okay, I'm not feeling that great, so that sounds good. Can you make something with ginger and lemon? So tea, ginger and lemon. Oh, red flower. Alright. With sugar on the side, what? Hibiscus, ginger and lemon. In that order exactly. Wow, looks nice. Bicep. We got anything for him? No, we got nothing. Alright, okay. Serve it up. Here's your tisane, officer. With sugar on the side. Thanks, INSANEBRIT. This is called bicep. Usually served with this much sugar. Yep. Cheers. Woo. They sure woke me up. This drink is much better cold though. Damn. What's a bicep anyway? It's kind of a summer drink. My grandpa's friends made it for me when I visited them. What I remember is that it was real tart, real sweet, and a bit spicy. I see. Sounds to me like you spent a lot of time with your grandfather. You got that right. No one looked after him. My parents kept sending me over to keep him company. I didn't mind because he always tell me the craziest stories. I was a quiet kid, you see. Kept myself a lot. But his but his zest for life and curiosity about the unknown opened my mind more or less. I probably spent way more time at his place than at home. You probably appreciate it. That's a good point. You got that right. You know the reason I became a cop? I don't think so. But now that you bring it up, I'm curious. I was going to say something like because of his dad. I can't remember if that was in season 1, but whatever. Yeah, well, I won't bore you with the details, so I'll make this quick. One time I couldn't see Grandpop for a week because I had a school trip. Cell phones weren't common back then, so there was no way for me to get in touch with him or my family. So, imagine my surprise when Dad told me Grandpop's house got burgled. Oh no. Was he okay? Was everything alright? He was fine, but I wasn't. So I went over to his place immediately. He acted fine, but I noticed many things were missing. Like his old TV and a few valuable electronics. Damn, what a bitch. Well, at least it wasn't anything he cared about. Glad to hear that. He never called the cops, by the way. My dad did the next morning. Huh? Why? Why didn't he call the cops? It's complicated. Let's just say he wasn't too crazy about them. I see, so he probably had a criminal past and wasn't a fan of the cops in general. That or he was growing a load of drugs or something, I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't understand why, but... Anyhow, the incident opened my eyes to his aversion to cops. He was all alone and my parents didn't live close enough to help him right away. What if something happened again? That was pretty worrying, yeah. The young Jorji realised that and he wanted to protect him and his family. Got to keep Grandpop safe and be someone he could trust, right? I had this brilliant idea that I could make the force more trustworthy, somehow. That way Grandpop would feel safer. Ooh, that's a big dream, boy. It is what it is, but yeah. Dream on, man. Oh, how we got to have a cup of tea done right, you know what I mean? Or coffee or whatever. What a naive thought, huh? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was, yeah. Sounds like a noble goal to me. Ah, noble you say. If only. Anyhow, I studied and I worked hard to become what I am today. You must have been proud about your past before then. Who knows? Huh? He died before then, obviously. He passed away just as I entered the academy. Damn. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. He wasn't too keen on my goal anyway. He distrusted the force all the way to the end. Even his own grandkid entering the force, he was like, fuck those police. That's why I wouldn't know. Officer? He was probably just worried about you. His dear grandson. Yeah, I know. He didn't hate what I was doing. He just disagreed with it. At least he communicated it well, huh? Maybe that's what I should have. Maybe that's what I should be doing. Just thinking about my daughter. Grandpop made it okay for us to disagree. But what he told me still made me wise and cautious. So you know exactly what he wasn't fond of, cops. Why he wasn't fond of them? Yep, it's 100% justified. Why wasn't you fond of him then? But he always let me make up my own mind in the end. So here I am living my choice. Right. Time to borrow a few pages from his book, huh? It certainly wouldn't hurt to try. I'm feeling a bit better now. I guess keeping it all in wasn't the best move. Talking about your worries can help you organise your thoughts sometimes. Yep, it's always good to talk, get things off your mind, even if it's just a rant. Maybe some things don't get solved, but at least it releases the pressure and the build-up of issues. Talking was always good. Helps depression as well, so. Is that why you have to talk? What? Is that why you have to have the talk in your shop's name? Huh? Oh, coffee talk. More or less. Thanks anyway, INSANEBRIT. I really did nothing much. Oh, sorry. It's back to me. I didn't do that much. Are you going to be okay? Okay enough to start thinking about what to do next. I'm done here for the night. You have a good evening, alright? Please keep me updated, officer, and stay safe. Will do. Well, okay. Normally other customers enter and everything and they have a chat, but that's unusual. Alright then. Maybe I'll go check the stock and... Oh wait, hold on. There's another customer. 2 customers? Jesus, bitch, you scared the crap out of me. Miss Riona, welcome. Hello. How's the traffic out there? It's a mess. There's a construction work taking place on Leonard's Avenue. Oh? Oof, whatever. I can gridlock already. Fortunately, I have no deliveries to make today. That's great. I'm happy to hear. I'm happy that you're here. Is there anything I can make for you this evening? I'd like something for my throat. I would appreciate a cup of tea infused with some lemon and a touch of honey. Tea, lemon, honey. Like yesterday. Everyone seems to be having that. Must be the weather. Lemon and some honey. Enjoy. Midsummer Night's Dream. A cup of warm midsummer night's dream for you. That's what we call it here. How whimsical. It's wonderful. Sweet but well balanced with the lemon, and the slight bitterness of the tea completes the taste. Thank you. You're so very welcome. By the way, you missed Officer Jorji by a few seconds. Is that so? How is he? He's been thinking about what you said quite a bit actually. Oh? He's currently dealing with plenty of clues he isn't used to. That's why he's hard at work at the moment. I see. Bad traffic aside, how are you? To be honest, I've had a lot on my mind as of late, and I don't know how to express it without sounding pathetic. You know, I'm all ears. That may actually be part of a problem, I'm afraid. What do you mean? Express it the best way you can and I'll figure it out. No judgment. Pardon? You know, I've held conversations with more individuals over the past week than I have in the past few years. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's troubling. Oh? I'm sorry about that. I don't mean it necessarily in a negative way. It's just... I used to believe that I had a settled life objective. Well, I don't see if there's anything wrong with talking it over, especially if it makes you feel better. Troubling? How? I don't understand how you think it's troubling. If you don't want everyone knowing your business, then I understand that point. But I have been doubting it lately. How come? I finally heard back from Miss Rachel yesterday. Oh, I see. Oh, any good news? No. Our fields are admittedly quite different, so I was not expecting much. However, she provided me with some contacts who may be of assistance, even though they had no direct connection to the audience I am trying to reach. I see. She explained clearly why she thinks I should contact them, however, which I am thankful for. That's very thoughtful of her. So what's the battle plan? And why are you doubting yourself? In essence, the advice is to slowly increase my network to make myself known. Oh? Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You can probably guess my concern about it. I think so, but you could give me a refresher, just so I don't misunderstand. I feel like that would be a shortcut to, so to speak. Okay. Right. She did, however, remind me of an important and humbling fact. What would that be? Well, oh, but it's not guaranteed you'll get anything out of it, don't you think? Unless you're really, really sure the so-called shortcut is 100% going to work. Because you have to do way more than just making a few calls and waiting for callbacks, you know. I'd say that's a decent impression of her. What was her thing again? I don't even know what she wanted to do. Become an actor or something? Thank you. After that, she told a story about her early career experience, both good and bad. Getting noticed is truly only the beginning. And it's either a matter of letting your talent speak for you, or you go out there to develop connections with the right people. Even then, there's still no guarantee of success. After listening to her explanation, I respect Miss Rachel's determination. I can certainly see how it worked out for her. But then, I was left wondering whether Mr. Lucas meant something similar during our first meeting. Right, I thought it all sounded familiar. Will you try her suggestion then? I don't know. Is it difficult? No more difficult than sending reels to every audition I've come across. And being rejected by every single one. But for some reason I feel I'm conflicted about it. Well, if you've done the traditional thing of like putting reels out there, going to auditions and getting rejected, the best thing you can do after that, if you've tried it one way, it hasn't worked, and you're determined enough and what have you, then simply make connections and where people will think about you. Will think about you for certain roles or whatever it may be. So that might help out. You know what I mean? If it hasn't worked one way, do it another way. Speaking of Mr. Lucas, he and I also have continued our correspondence, and Hibiscus was trying to help her out as well. So she had two people, very successful in their respective fields, saying we can give you an assistance here in the connections she's made at the coffee shop. Why not use that? You know what I mean? So it's give you a leg up, put you on the platform, give you a voice, put yourself out there and let people decide if they like you or not. You know what I mean? You're always going to get criticism no matter what you do. Although perhaps it was more like a necessity. Did something happen? He was stuck. Pardon? Actually, he posted about it on social media last night. Oh? I might have seen it. Did you? I have no idea. Where is this thing? Do you know why the starters from France are more musical than the ones from America? Because they have French horns. Sorry, not sorry. Huh? The French are more musical because they have horns? I don't get it. I generally don't get it. Whatever. I came across it when I was updating my schedule and responded out of concern. Then he called me almost immediately. He was loud. All sounds in order. And extremely drunk while he was hungover. Really? He denied it at first, but it was too obvious not to notice. He told me he was walking seamlessly deep in thought and entered Kerry Park without realising he had done so. Must have been some deep thinking he was doing, because I think it rained pretty hard last night. Well, I wouldn't know. The bus to and from there is currently not operating after 10 PM. Which is why I sent him a message informing him of that fact, as he seemed to be unaware of it. Right? So he called me to ask if there was any other mode of public transit nearby. Wouldn't it have been easier for him to just call a cab? He told me he wanted to know the city better. Why not? After all, you operate your business after dark yourself. Good point. Touché. Perhaps he just didn't want to come home yet. And I might be mistaken here, but I thought he doesn't like drinking. Wasn't it partying? Maybe. Nevertheless, I think last night I was quite different. It appears he had dinner with his team. Yeah, he did, that's right. and he needed extra courage in order to negotiate with them about his proposed new direction. I see, so he got drunk and told his team he wanted to do something specific, didn't he? He wanted to change direction of what he was doing on his channel. Oh? Dutch courage he needed, I suppose. I see. I suppose it didn't go as expected. Perhaps, and I know that feeling all too well. Miss, however, he said he will keep negotiating until they reach a compromise. That's good. It is though. Is it though? Well, you can either force it through or come to some kind of agreement. Miss Rachel told me about the hoops she had to jump through at the beginning of her career with her teammates as well. Likewise, Mr. Lucas has to work hard to obtain approval from his team for his actions. How can they still be so positive? What do you mean? I just cannot picture myself convincing others to give me a chance like that. I almost wanted to ask, why do you have to be at the mercy of others in order to succeed or fail? Well, that's an interesting point. Well, see, when you have a team around you, you have responsibility. And that's the problem. So, okay, so first and foremost, you want to do something. You're at the mercy of other people. For example, can I have this job? Can I do this? Can I do that? You have to impress people or kiss up to people, whatever it may be, to get in there. That's one. You know what I mean? And also, if you're doing content and stuff, you have to deliver stuff that people want. So if I put something out there, a video or a couple of videos or a series, and people don't like to play through the gameplay, it's not feeding what people want. Therefore, people will be like, well, I'm not watching it. And people will go. So you're beholden to your audience. And as you gain success and more popularity, you have to keep doing the things you're doing, because if you don't, you become more responsible for hiring people and people's livelihoods and stuff like that, and careers. And if you've got a team around you and he fails at his new project or whatever it is, and they lose money and he can't afford to employ them anymore, they lose their jobs. You see what I mean? And so he's got that kind of responsibility, and so you become beholden to your audience, beholden to your employees, and that's the way it works. So it feels like at first you can get away with it a little bit in the direction you're going, but at the same time you won't always find success in what you want to do all the time. And if you don't, you fail. You fail, or basically you can either fail hard and that's the end of it, or you become successful and you become stuck in that mode, unless you have to navigate your way through to do something different eventually. But then you have responsibilities if you are successful, and that's just the way it is. So yeah, it is what it is. And she says she doesn't feel can't see herself convincing other people in order to succeed or fail. That's just part of it though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Can't talent speak for itself? Well, it can. It absolutely can. If you're talented and are good enough, you can succeed. That is just fact. You know what I mean? So if you're a singer and it's good enough, people will like it. You will succeed if it's whatever, or comedy or whatever it is. But if you're putting out shit, then it won't succeed. The market will dictate the results. See what I'm saying? Have to have a bit of luck. Have to be either fantastic content or whatever you're putting out there, a great song. You have a one-hit wonder. There's been so many people who have one-hit wonders. So it is what it is. But if I truly believe that, with the number of rejections I have received so far, I should have stopped a long time ago, shouldn't I? Right, that's why it doesn't work that way. What do you mean? To let talent speak for itself, we would all have to do we would all have to have the same standards. Well, yeah. I see what you mean. Art would cease to be art if it were standardized, wouldn't it? Yeah, everyone's art's different, everyone's taste in music is different, whatever it is. However, doesn't that imply that everything still depends on the whim of the individual judging you at that moment? Yeah, it is. But the more eyeballs that are on you, if 1 million people saw my content tomorrow, 2,000-3,000 might stay. It doesn't mean 900,000 are going to stay. Hopefully 500,000th day, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. You see what I'm saying? So it's small battles you have to win. A small amount of people you get, and it grows over time, hopefully. How does someone like Miss Rachel or Mr. Lucas manage to be fine with that? Perhaps because they don't see it as the be all and end all. At the same time, they're doing what they love, and that's a part of it as well. If they didn't love what they do, they wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? What do you mean? Rather than viewing them as judges with the authority to determine their fates, perhaps they simply see them as hills to either overcome or avoid, if that makes sense. Just a matter of perspective as to where the power lies. But it's not easy to climb those hills, especially if you've never done that before. Therefore, it's good to try and find out what works for you, or ask for guidance or assistance even. Good point. Because one can't simply know every single way to overcome obstacles, or be able to safely recognise warning signs without first learning about them from others. Good point. Is that what you're trying to say? Well, yeah. They were trying to give you a leg up anyway. I see. Still. Miss Riona? At the same time, whatever you're trying to do, not everyone's going to like you. You're going to have to be beholden to your audience or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's stupid. You're worrying about everybody. Not everybody's going to like you. Some people will like her blue hair. Some people will hate it. Some people will call her a freak or an emo or whatever the hell she is. You know what I mean? Not everyone's going to like you. You can't please everyone. So it kind of irritates me. It more or less says, I don't think no one will like me, don't try. Do you think everyone likes Miley Cyrus's music? Do you think everyone likes Katy Perry or ever the Rock's movies? No. But they have a fan base, and their audience loves them and wants this, that and the other out of them. And the people that hate them, who gives a shit about them? You know what I mean? Yes, sorry, I got a bit lost in my thought. You're fine, I promise. I should go now. Alright, will you be okay? I have a lot to think about. Thank you for being patient with my concerns, INSANEBRIT. No problem at all. Hope you enjoyed the tea. Have a good evening, then, INSANEBRIT. Come back again soon. My God, that was interesting. Maybe this will be a shorter day today. I don't know. We've had 2 customers. Oh, it is a shorter day. I think this one's about half an hour, I think. It feels like it, certainly. And that is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Jorji worrying about his the ghost situation happening, and of course that girl worrying about her being beholden to people and people having expectations from her and what have you. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Please like, share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.